Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 278 based on novel. So let's start. Hey! Xiao Yan and the others have been in the Thunder Pond for almost a month. Why hasn't there been any sign of them coming out? In the interior of the Thunder Pond, a large group of figures couldn't help but look at each other. Most of them also entered the Thunder Pond, but they didn't go deep into the core area of the Thunder Pond. After they only gained something, they had to withdraw because they couldn't withstand the attack of Thunder Pond's dazzling power of thunder. The core area of Thunder Pond does have some kind of treasure, but there are extremely tyrannical restrictions set up there, so with our strength, we can't get in. Liu Qing's beautiful eyes flickered slightly, looking up at the sky suspended in mid-air. At the entrance of the void Thunder Pond in the middle, I couldn't help but say. Although Liu Qing had a strange treasure in his body and was a high-ranking member of the Holy See, he was helpless in the face of this situation. I hope they can succeed. After shaking his head helplessly, Yun Qi also spoke slightly. Until now, the only figures who have not come out are Mu Ji, Xiao Yang, and Du Qifei. No matter who of these three succeeds, it will be a great help to them. Master Yun, outside the Thunder Pond, it has been completely eroded by evil things. This Thunder Pond is our last habitat. Moreover, the powerhouses in Thunder Valley of Forging Swords still haven't got in touch with us. Among the crowd, a very popular man said, "Don't worry, we will solve these things." Yun Qi didn't want to say it at first, but looking at the thousands of disciples around, some timid or even fearful expressions, he couldn't help comforting. Wang buzzing. At the next moment, a figure could not help but appear in the void thunder pool in the air. This figure was charred all over, and the figure was extremely embarrassed. Just after it appeared, it fell towards the bottom at the speed of free fall. Sorry. After everyone helped the man up, a slightly apologetic voice suddenly appeared. Mage, have you failed too? Yun Qi couldn't help but said. The restriction in the core area of Thunder Pond is too strong, even I can't break it. Mu Ji forced his weak body and couldn't help saying, "Whoa, a cowardly human, come out and die." And just when everyone's heart was dead, a deafening voice suddenly entered the Thunder Pond. Hua Fei. The crowd looked up and saw that outside the Thunder Pond, countless azure light groups wrapped around it. One of the men who was shrouded in the azure light had an extremely evil wave emanating from the corner of his mouth. With a downward attitude, he said to everyone in the Thunder Pond. I said why I didn't see Hua Fei, it turned out to be under the control of a foreign evil clan. Feng Yu also muttered. Samsung Dozian early. Yun Qi's beautiful eyes flickered slightly, and a wave of reluctance emerged in his heart. Are the mere humans some timid rats? After Hua Fei was controlled, both his strength and his temperament had undergone very strange changes. At this time, he was speaking to the people hiding in the thunder pool in a very strange tone. Senior sister Yun Qi, take care of yourself, everything will wait until senior brother Xiao Yang and senior sister Duo Qifei leave the customs. Other contestants also noticed the violent ups and downs in Yun Qi's body, but couldn't help but say, after all, at this time Yun Qi, but among their group, one of the most powerful people. In Yun Qi's beautiful eyes, a rare teardrop swirled in her eyes, and then she forcibly held it back. Grown-ups. These guys are hiding in the Thunder Pond, what should we do? Beside Hua Fei, some strong people who were not weak also spoke slowly. Obviously, these were contestants who were controlled by the evil race from outside the territory. Attack Thunder Pond. After thinking for a while, Hua Fei said evilly. But the power of thunder in the thunder pool will make our subordinates disappear. Some figures couldn't help but said. Attack Lei Kai at all cost. Hua Fei suddenly became angry at the next moment and spoke directly. Yes, my lord. Hua Fei was the supreme ruler of these evil people at this time, so no one dared to disobey him. Although Lei Kai would cause them heavy losses, it was not important. Boom boom boom. At the next moment, the faint blue rays of light rushed towards the Thunder Pond recklessly, trying to break through the Thunder Pond's defense with his own life. Hey! The dark green evil light just touched the edge of the Thunder Pond, and suddenly one after another tyrannical silver thunder appeared, and it would be completely obliterated, and there would be no ashes left. No, although the power of Thunder Pond is tyrannical, but it is so consumed by evil people, I am afraid that its power will also be exhausted. At that time, I am afraid it will be our doomsday. Jointly resist them. Liu Qing noticed the thoughts of these evil people, and immediately snorted and spoke directly. Go. Sonic Thunder. Water Cane. Wind Eagle. One after another tyrannical energy ripples emerged directly from the hands of many strong people in the Thunder Pond. Until now, they have not dared to keep their hands at all, just to guard the last line of defense. Humph. At this moment, in the Thunder Pool, a dazzling sound of thunder with a shocking atmosphere filled the entire Thunder Pool abruptly. This is Hua Fei, who was outside the Thunder Pond, couldn't help being shocked when he heard the words. Even the dark blue evil power in his body was shaken away by the sudden sound of thunder. Chifei, Miss Valley Master. When he noticed a loud noise in the Void Thunder Pond, the eyes of the thousands of contestants below were only locked on the exit of the Void Thunder Pond. This fluctuation, it really succeeded. At this moment, the figure of the old mingling Lei Jiao slowly diffused out. Senior Lei Jiao, the figures of Xiao Yang and Du Chifei flashed out of the Void Thunder Pool at the same time, and immediately stayed high in the sky. The fluctuation of the two of you is really. The old man of mingling Lei Jiao couldn't help but feel a little gratified. Although it did not know that the guardian here was a remnant of the famous Thunder Master in the world, but it was found that Du Chifei at this time was very different from before entering. Xiao Yang, I'll leave this to you. Du and Chifei gave Xiao Yang a slight glance and said apologetically. Holy flame! Xiao Yang snorted coldly when he heard the words, and the bright khaki voice directly lingered inside and out of the Thunder Pond space. Senior, send me to the forbidden area. The next moment, Du and Chifei's eyebrows also flashed some special lines, and then the beautiful eyes closed slightly, and said to the mingling Lei Jiao. Let's go together. After all, I promised that, senior, so naturally I can't break my promise. Xiao Yang also smiled slowly when he heard the words, and there was a calm flicker in his voice. Let's go together. Xiao Yang's gentle and firm voice made Du and Chifei feel a little warm in his heart. But Lei Kai is also beleaguered from all sides. We must leave one person to protect this place. Although he really wanted Xiao Yang to go with him, Duo Chifei refused. After all, the lives of nearly 1,000 of them are now in the hands of the two of them. There is no doubt about Xiao Yang's combat effectiveness, and he cannot ignore the overall situation for his own selfishness. 2. Don't worry, we are still here. Even if we do our last bit of strength, we will guard this last piece of paradise and wait for the two of you to come back. The next moment, Feng Yu, Mu Ji, and others also stated that they did not have the ability and could only put the hope of this is pinned on them, but in this regard, they will also do their best to protect this place. Hey, don't worry, since the things in this Thunder Pond have been taken away, this old man's mission is also completed, so when you go to the forbidden area, I will guard this Thunder Pond for you. With me here, these evil people can't be arrogant. The old mingling Lei Jiao also spoke with relief, and his voice was filled with a rare shock. If that's the case, then I would like to thank the senior. Xiao Yang and Du Chifei said at the same time, with this senior guarding, this Thunder Pool can be safe and sound. When you're ready, let's start. After all, there are some bad fluctuations in the forbidden area. Mingling Lei Jiao said suddenly and seriously. Xiao Yang nodded lightly. He also knew that this time he had a long way to go. Wong Buzz. Lei Dao. Mingling Lei Jiao nodded with satisfaction, and then on the Void Thunder Pond, with a heavy wave of his palm, a grey channel suddenly appeared and slowly emerged. The grey channel seems to be connected to the real core area of Thunder Tomb. As soon as it appeared, an extremely tyrannical atmosphere emerged, which made people shudder. Let's go. Xiao Yang and Du Chifei looked at each other, and then went straight into it. Then it's all up to you. The two people who disappeared, the old mingling Lei Jiao, couldn't help but muttered slightly, and their voices were full of anticipation. Wait, the strength of these two guys seems a little wrong. 2-star fighting immortals is complete. As Xiao Yang and the two just disappeared, Mu Ji couldn't help but said, obviously he didn't realize it at first, but only when they entered the passage with Do Chi, they realized that the strength of these two people was a bit too strong. Too scary. Wang Om. In the depths of the Lei tomb, this is a space surrounded by darkness all day long. There is no energy in the space, and there is no existence of any creatures. Countless darkness shrouds this place, and the darkness is filled with extreme evil. The power of Xiao Sanxia will be completely assimilated, but let the darkness spread, in the deepest part, a touch of silver thunder will forcefully block these darkness, and the guardian will be the last paradise. Sir, what should we do now? In the darkness, 3 volatile figures surged around, and then one of them said, this damned guy is not honest when he dies. With our current strength, I am afraid it is difficult to remove his protective power. After all, this guy is a genuine 5-star fighting immortal. Yuzun couldn't help but said. At this time, the three people were all shrouded in black robes, and they could not see the specific outline, but they were Yu Huan of the Yohuan clan, and Yozuan Huanzuan. The three of them were the most important members of the entire Yohuan clan. The strength of the strong is at the level of 4-star fighting immortals. Among the ghostly eyes, there are 2 colors glowing with dim cyan light and a touch of strange green, while the eyes of Yu Zun are emerald green, and the magic Zun is dim cyan, which is extremely strange. The thing this guy is guarding is probably extraordinary. After all, he is Du Tianhong's master. At the beginning, Duan Tianhong was just a man with no power, but since Lei Tum left, he has transformed himself into a great power. I'm afraid it has a close relationship with him. And Duo Tianhong's power has also reached the 5-star Do's Yan. If we can't detect the secrets in his body, I'm afraid we will not have any chance of winning against him. At this time, there was a trace of Yu Zun's eyes. Silky green evil aura. Ads by Pub Future. Wait and see. If it doesn't work, I can only force it. Although I am afraid that forcing the shot will attract the attention of the senior management of the sword-forging Thunder Valley, but this is also something that can't be helped. At the next moment, Yohuan's eyes flickered with a strange 2-color energy renders this dark space even more bizarre. Wong buzzing. The next moment, in the dark space, 2 light spots suddenly appeared, which instantly broke through the shackles of darkness and swept away frantically at the thunder at the core. Boom boom boom. Yu Zun's hands were fast, his eyes narrowed, trying to intercept this mysterious breath, and suddenly he noticed a powerful pressure that he couldn't resist, and it spread out. What's going on? Huan Zun couldn't help but wonder when he saw this. Someone should have entered the tomb. Yozuan said with difficulty. From the perspective of the fight just now, the guy who entered the tomb was stronger than the 5-star fighting immortal, but the breath was too floating. Bang bang bang. The 2 who swept away the tomb also broke through the shackles of darkness and entered the tomb. Are you alright? Xiao Yang just noticed 3 extremely tyrannical evil auras, and the holy flame in his body spun rapidly, but just as he was about to do it, Duo Chifei took the lead. It's okay. Du Chifei's beautiful eyes moved slightly, but there were clearly a lot of sweat beads on the bright and clean forehead, obviously just using the power of reincarnation to resist the evil of the alien race. It caused a lot of burden on her. In the future, leave this kind of thing to me. Helplessly glanced at Du Chifei's strong character, Xiao Yang couldn't help shaking his head and said, obviously Xiao Yang could vaguely perceive that with every call of Du Chifei the power of reincarnation, she also has something in her body, slowly occupying her body. Once that thing is completely formed, I am afraid that Lei Zhu will also wake up completely, and then Duan Chifei may not be the same as now. After a short rest, Duan Chifei nodded lightly. She also knew that Xiao Yang was well-meaning. Where is this? The next moment, Xiao Yang glanced around, only to see that this was a hill, with prismatic tombstones and graves constantly emerging on top of the hill. All have the same word thunder, but Xiao Yang felt a dazzling masculine force from these tombstones. Here, it should be the resting place of the Eastern Continent's strong men. Duo Chifei looked around, then slowly got up, looking at the huge cemetery nearly 1,000 feet in size, couldn't help muttering to himself. The resting place of the Eastern Continent's strong men? Xiao Yang was a little surprised when he heard this, and couldn't help but say. This East Continent is an extremely fertile land under the Li Sol territory. After all, most of the powerhouses on this plane are at the level of 1-star fighting immortals to 5-star fighting immortals. From the perspective of the quantity and quality of powerhouses, they are better than I don't know how advanced Xiao Yang's Shen Santian plane was. Yinhunshan was one of the battlefields of the ghost world and foreign evil races in ancient times. At that time, Yinhunshan hadn't been divided and unified. Until later, a strong man named Lei Hong was born. With his unrivaled thunder power and the strength of 5-star fighting immortals at that time, he forcibly obliterated many foreign evil races. Even with the 3 powerful men of comparable strength have completely transformed Yinhunshan into 4 continents. Du Chifei's beautiful eyes kept glancing at the tombstones in the hills, because of her special status as a reincarnator of the Thunder Lord. Therefore, he is particularly sensitive to the power of thunder, and he can detect some things that Xiao Yang does not know. Emperor Lei Hong? 5-star fighting immortals? Xiao Yang couldn't help taking a deep breath when he heard the words. Obviously, this level of power, not to mention in the ghost world, I am afraid that in any corner of the world, it is a strong existence, and listening to Du Chifei's words, it seems that there are 3 other powerhouses of the same level as Emperor Lei Hong in this ghost day. According to the memory of the Thunder Lord, this Emperor Lei Hong's control and attainments of the power of thunder is extremely profound. Although it is not as good as the Thunder Lord, he is also an extremely tyrannical existence in the world. And this person seems to be my father's teacher. The next moment, the reincarnation pattern on Duan Qifei's eyebrows kept wriggling, and traces of memories continued to emerge like a tide, but this last piece of information was what made Duan Qifei was extremely puzzled. According to Du Qifei's cognition, his father had come out of the Thunder Valley to have a tyrannical supernatural power. What does this have to do with Emperor Lei Hong? And if it doesn't matter, the memory fluctuations generated by the reincarnation fluctuations are absolutely impossible to deceive yourself. What is going on? Can you find his location? Xiao Yang was surprised, but still opened his mouth. In the current Lei tomb, the Youhuan clan has made a smoky atmosphere, and can only enter but cannot leave, and it seems that the high-level executives of the Forging Knife Thunder Valley do not know. In addition to Youhuan and Yozuan Huanzuan, the 3 4-star fighting immortal tigers are coveting. If you don't find a solution to the cemetery of Emperor Lei Hong, I am afraid that these people will be completely buried here. After all, the 3 alien clans with the strength of the 4-star fighting immortals, although Xiao Yang could barely stop one with all his powers, for them, the other 2 powerhouses could easily obliterate them. It should be possible. Du Qifei's beautiful eyes turned slightly, and they flashed spiritually. Thunder. Lead me with my spirit. The next moment, an ancient and deep mysterious incantation slowly emerged from Du Qifei's mouth. Following Du Qifei's move, a trace of silver thunder slowly emerged from the tombstone on the entire hill cemetery, and then in front of the 2, it paved the way to become a silver thunder road. The end of it leads directly to the top of the hill, where the void and tombstones have become strangely illusory, and a trace of coercion from the heavens and the earth slowly permeates. Not good. My lord, someone noticed Emperor Lei Hong's cemetery and is opening the tomb. The next moment, Yozuan outside the tomb spoke first, and his voice was full of fear. Although they couldn't enter the cemetery, but they can be stopped by some means. Although the power of Emperor Lei Hong and Du Tianhong are both 5-star fighting immortals, there is no doubt that the power of Emperor Lei Hong is much stronger than Du Tianhong. No, they must be stopped. Yu Huan heard the words, and 2 strange rays of light flashed in the blue pupils and the emerald pupils. The rays of light were extremely evil, as if they could easily destroy everything. The power of the master is really terrifying. Aware of such dazzling power in Yu Huan, Yu Zun and Huan Zun couldn't help shaking their heads and said, Yo Huan has the powers of both Yozuan and Huanzuan, and the 2 of them just inherit a kind of power from Yo Huan. This Yo Huan has 2 extremely evil powers, Yo Huan and Emerald Green. Let's go, the tomb should be on the hill. As long as we enter it, we will naturally be able to find the way to break the game. After doing all this, looking at the Thunder Avenue that appeared in the hill tomb, Du Qifei smiled sweetly. Obviously, somewhere, she seems to feel that there are many things she wants to know in the cemetery of Emperor Lei Hong. Etc. The next moment, a faint blue energy beam suddenly appeared in this cemetery, and then Xiao Yang ignored Du Qifei's feelings and directly grabbed her jade hand, and the figure flew and moved. The dark blue energy beam that had just appeared, like a flood of beasts, erupted with a monstrous evil aura, swept away frantically at the 2 figures of Xiao Yang. There is no doubt that being hit by such a tyrannical attack, I am afraid that with the strength of the 2, it will also be seriously injured in an instant. Crash. What? Duan Qi also reacted in the next moment. The bright thunder at the center of his eyebrows kept squirming. The current predicament seems to be the only way. Leave it to me. Seeing Duan Qifei preparing to urge samsara, Xiao Yang immediately stopped it. But this power is too strong. Duan Qifei said dumbly. No matter what kind of relationship she had with Xiao Yang, she didn't want Xiao Yang to fall. This little bit of strength still can't trouble me. Let me protect you now. Maybe I will still need to rely on your strength to protect this great world in the future. Xiao Yang's deep voice sounded slowly, and then his body instantly became hot, and circles of khaki flames filled the air. The power of holy flame? How is that possible? The strange figure hidden under the black robe also showed a hint of surprise after the phantom, who was constantly urging power into the tomb, felt the dazzling flame on Xiao Yang's body. The khaki flames wrapped Xiao Yang's fist, and then without any fancy punches, he directly hit the dark blue light beam, trying to destroy it. Although the power of holy flame is tyrannical, it's a pity that your strength is too weak. Forget it, today is the day to suppress Sheng Yang and Emperor Lei Hong. As soon as the voice fell, Yo Huan immediately ignored the power of thunder that came from the cemetery, and directly used great means to try to completely destroy Xiao Yang. Obliterate. Wong Buzz. It's really a familiar wave. A mere king of an evil race from outside the region also wants to obliterate my people from the world. Idiot talking about a dream. At the next moment, on the tomb of the hill, Countless thunder powers emerged from the tombstone, and then formed a vague figure on the top of the hill. The voice of the blurred figure is extremely deep and ancient, but it is shocking, but there is a trace of fierce thunder power around him, and he looks at Xiao Yang and Du Qifei with kindness on his face. Lei, Emperor Lei Hong. Outside the cemetery, the phantom eyes shrouded in darkness suddenly solidified, and then his eyes fixed on the blurry figure in the cemetery, and a shocking voice suddenly sounded. Is the ghost family? The mere ghost family dares to break into my territory. It's really crazy. A faint smile appeared on the corner of the blurred figure's mouth, and then on the hill cemetery, countless tombstones emerged with a trace of strange thunder power, and then slowly condensed under the gaze of the three of you, and at that time, an incomparable overlord atmosphere slowly manifested. Not good. Fast back. Perceiving this scene, Rao Yi Yohuan's tyranny couldn't help but retreat again and again. Leimang. A majestic voice resounded throughout the whole world. Immediately, in this piece of sky, countless thunder powers attacked the surrounding dark space, and the momentum was strong enough to be appalling. The three of Yohuan originally wanted to enter the tomb of Emperor Lei Hong by attacking, completely destroying his last strength, and thus start a complete war with the sword-forging Thunder Valley, but where did he think that this Emperor Lei Hong actually he also left a hand, and was chased by this dazzling thunder force and fled everywhere, extremely embarrassed. Enter my tomb, after all, my strength is limited. Looking at the ease with which Yuhuan was temporarily repelled, the fuzzy rakage spoke softly, and there was a gentle voice in his voice, whether it was for Xiao Yang is still forging Qifei. The two of Xiao Yang nodded lightly, then glanced at the periphery, and after confirming that Yohuan and the others could not escape for the time being, they also headed towards the top of the hill surrounded by Thunder Road. The space at the top of the hill is slightly distorted, as if it has an extremely tyrannical prohibition. What a tyrannical coercion. Xiao Yang and Duo Qifei had just stepped on the top of the hill, and suddenly a bone-piercing thunder force continuously impacted their bodies, making their faces extremely ugly. Attacks of this level still put a lot of pressure on their two-star Dozian perfection powerhouses. In the next moment, a touch of grey thunder power continued to emerge from the two of them, and then they felt a lot better. As for this grey thunder power, it was the power of the Thunder Lord. Wang buzzing. After a while, the figures of Xiao Yang and Duo Qifei suddenly disappeared into the top of the hill under the wrapping of the grey thunderbolt. Crash. The moment they turned around, the figures of the two suddenly appeared, and it was already a different look. A strong and powerful silver thunder roared around the wall, seemingly tyrannical, but in fact guarded here. This is. Xiao Yang's pupils shrank tightly, as if he had sensed something. The place where Emperor Lei Hong rests. At this time, Duo Qifei was unusually calm, but his beautiful eyes glanced around slightly. This is an incomparably huge space, there is no decoration in the space, some are just a huge gossip formation in the center, and in the center of the gossip formation, a bronze coffin stands quietly in it, forever and ever, an extremely terrifying force, slightly diffused out. This is the place where Emperor Lei Hong fell? Xiao Yang couldn't help but ask while looking at the huge space. It shouldn't be wrong. Outsiders only know that there are many opportunities in the Thunder Tomb, but they don't know that the Thunder Tomb is actually the resting place of our Eastern Continent powerhouse, and among them, the great Emperor Lei Hong is the representative. And we forged the Thunder Valley, only my father has an entrance to the tomb of Emperor Lei Hong, so we can enter here. I am afraid it is a coincidence. Du Qifei said with a beautiful eye. What's so mysterious about Emperor Lei Hong? Although Xiao felt that the background of Emperor Lei Hong's identity was not simple, he still asked. Emperor Lei Hong has a lot of methods of sealing evil, and it is said that Emperor Lei Hong once left some treasures in the Lei tomb, and even the younger generation used it to suppress the evil tribes outside the territory. I just don't know if this senior's inheritance is still there. At the end, Du Qifei also stared at Xiao Yang with beautiful eyes. Obviously, Xiao Yang would be an extremely qualified inheritor. Since that's the case, let's start to see what the mystery is here. After some discussion, Xiao Yang probably understood the ins and outs of the matter, and immediately said, well, but everything still needs to be careful. And because of the power of thunder in my body, whether this thing is good or bad, I can't touch it. Duo Qifei shook his head and said, Emperor Lei Hong and Lei Zhu are both strong thunder attribute, but who is stronger or weaker? No. Then leave it to me. Senior, offended. Putting his hands together, Xiao Yang muttered silently. Crash. The next moment, Xiao Yang stepped forward and walked towards the bronze coffin in the center of the Bagua formation. Be careful, this gossip formation is definitely not easy. Du and Qifei couldn't help muttering while watching Xiao Yang's actions. Okay. Xiao Yang nodded lightly. His dazzling soul power was slowly mobilized to form tyrannical defenses around him, and only then did he approach the edge of the gossip formation and carefully study it. The gossip formation was shaped like a huge disc, originally bleak, but as Xiao Yang approached, strange rays of light continued to emerge above the disc. Through the huge soul power, Xiao Yang was impressed. It turns out that these rays of light are actually dazzling thunder powers, and even these thunder powers are densely packed with tiny runes, surging strangely. Those runes are like the most pious guards in the world, guarding the bronze coffin. How should this be done? Xiao Yang was also lost in thought for a while. Obviously, this gossip formation is not so easy to break. Qiankuan gossip, yin and yang borrow the law. Break it for me. The next moment, the soul eater in Xiao Yang started muttering, and then tyrannical breaths slowly permeated from Xiao Yang's body. And with the appearance of the soul eater, the originally indestructible gossip formation actually showed an atmosphere of being suppressed by the superior, and instantly slumped. It's gone. Xiao Yang couldn't help being a little stunned when he realized that Soul Eater Master had completely cracked the gossip formation so easily. The identity of the Lord, so I was not too surprised. In this bronze coffin, what is there? As the gossip formation was deciphered, he smiled and felt a fiery heart in his heart, and slowly walked towards the bronze coffin. Cut. It turns out that the inheritance has already been taken first. And the Master of Soul Eater couldn't help but whispered when he saw Xiao Yang's appearance. I hope you won't let me down. Xiao Yang naturally did not know the words of the Soul Eater, but he still walked towards the bronze coffin with a fiery heart. Strange, the energy in this bronze coffin seems to be extremely weak. Is it an illusion? Duo Chifei, who has reincarnation, is particularly sensitive to the perception of power, plus Emperor Lei Hong himself is also a thunder attribute. Inheritance or extremely tyrannical power naturally can't escape his perception, but there is not any violent reaction in the bronze coffin right now. With a sound, Xiao Yang suddenly came to the side of the bronze coffin, and a dazzling silver thunder appeared faintly. Through this thunder, Xiao Yang could perceive that it seemed unusual. This bronze coffin is weird. The next moment, Xiao Yang did not open the coffin rashly. After all, although it is the body of Emperor Lei Hong, it is not guaranteed that there are other similar guardians or other things in it. Wrong. Wong buzzing. When Xiao Yang approached the bronze coffin, silver thunder bursts suddenly appeared from the bronze coffin, as if to protect the bronze coffin. Swept away. Not good. Seeing this, Xiao Yang couldn't help but run away. This level of power is too tyrannical, far beyond what he can handle now. Crash. Just as Xiao Yang was about to run away, the grey lightning flashed out of Duo Chifei's body, and then the silver lightning was easily suppressed. What is this? Seeing this scene, Xiao Yang shook his head slightly and said with a hint of fear in his voice. Obviously, there should be something in the bronze coffin. It seems that the inheritance of Emperor Lei Hong has been taken first. There may be some treasures inside. Du Chifei stared at the bronze coffin with her beautiful eyes, her jade hand clenched tightly, as if she had noticed something, and spoke after a while. Road. The inheritance has been taken first. When Xiao Yang heard the words, his brows furrowed immediately. This inheritance of Emperor Lei Hong, the dignified 5-star fighting immortal strength, if obtained, the increase in his own strength must be huge. Hearing Du Chifei's words immediately, can't help but get angry. This is an empty tomb. After a while, Du Chifei's pupils shrank tightly, and then he pointed directly at the bronze coffin and said, Empty tomb? Xiao Yang was shocked as Du Chifei said, Emperor Lei Hong, come out. At the next moment, Duo Chifei's pupils locked onto the bronze coffin, and a tyrannical aura attacked directly. Intuition and samsara fluctuations told her that there was nothing wrong with doing so. Is this possible? Xiao Yang murmured and raised his head. After all, this is a forbidden area, and it is the last hope of their contestants. If they are destroyed by Du Chifei like this, I am afraid that their end will be due to the opposite. Chifei's trust did not rashly stop it. Hey, little doll, your skills are pretty good. But you seem to have some familiar fluctuations. And under Du Chifei's actions, a trace of silver thunder suddenly fell off the bronze coffin, and then formed a streak on the outer gossip. Old Man Shadow. Emperor Lei Hong's remnant soul. Xiao Yang also reacted when he felt such a strong power of thunder. The guy in front of him is the real remnant of Emperor Lei Hong in the tomb, and the one just outside the cemetery is just an energy body. Senior, Xiao Yang said with respect when the old man Lei Hong first appeared, but Duo Chifei had frowned since Emperor Lei Hong appeared, and even on the reincarnation lines between his eyebrows, there was a hint of obscurity and ancient fluctuations faintly emanated. Lei Master's reincarnation? In the next moment, after seeing the strangeness of Du Qifei's body in the illusory body of Emperor Lei Hong, his voice was filled with a trembling feeling. I can't believe that after 1,000 years, I, Lei Hong, can still see the reincarnation of the Thunder Lord. Ha ha ha. A deafening sound filled the entire tomb. This guy. Duan Qifei also vaguely remembered something after being so tossed by samsara's fluctuations. The Thunder Lord is a peak-level powerhouse among the Thunder attribute powerhouses in the Great Thousand World, similar to Emperor Lei Hong or even some more powerful Thunder attribute powerhouses than Emperor Lei Hong. Grace and guidance, so in their minds, Lei Zhu is tantamount to a godlike existence, so they are highly respected. Obviously, this Emperor Lei Hong had mediocre strength at the beginning, and it was because of the opportunity given by the Lei Lord that he had the strength he has today. On you, in addition to the reincarnation fluctuations of the Thunder Lord, there are also some other rare things, such as blood. What is the relationship between you and Du Tianhong? After a while, Emperor Lei Hong said with snot and tears, as if he and Du Qifei were in a relationship, which undoubtedly gave Xiao Yang a feeling that the two met late. A feeling of, it's my father. Duo Qifei also noticed something at first. Now that Emperor Lei Hong asked him, she agreed immediately. After all, she also wanted to know why Emperor Lei Hong's inheritance fell to her. On the father. Du Tianhong is my disciple. When I was seriously injured and hunted down by the Burning Soul clan among the evil tribes outside the territory, I happened to meet him in the Thunder Valley, so I gave him all what I have learned in my life, and he helped me to obliterate all the Burning Soul clan. I sent it to the Thunder Tomb for storage, to keep my last bit of strength. An old voice sounded slowly. So that's the case. Emperor Lei Hong kept explaining the experience, and Du Qifei was relieved. Senior, in fact, our visit this time is mainly. After listening to Emperor Lei Hong's remarks, Du Qifei didn't bother about this matter, but asked about the business. Also called Senior, Emperor Lei Hong pretended to be deep. Master. After some thought, Du Qifei also smiled. I know your purpose, and according to the breath just now, this time your opponents seem to be 3 4-star fighting immortal fellows from the Ghost race. Gloomy Soul Clan and Burning Soul Clan are ranked in the lower ranks among the Foreign Evil Clan, but the relationship between the two is very good. This day will come sooner or later. Although the two of you are 2-star Dozian consummate, it is not impossible for you to face them. Do you know what chance Lord Lei gave me back then? Emperor Lei Hong smiled gently, his voice full of pride. Lei Di Scepter. At the next moment, a voice containing the power of thousands of thunders suddenly appeared in this tomb. And with the appearance of this thing, suddenly in the entire tomb and even the surrounding cemetery, there was a sense of indifference to the king, and he knelt down in front of the bronze coffin. This video will end here.